All right, we're speaking with LQ Jones, and
wait a minute, let's leave room for the applause.
Okay.
Okay, we got that. That takes care of it.
All right.
Ringo said, yeah, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
So we're here at the 60th birthday or 60th anniversary celebration of Gunsmoke.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean to you?
You want a flip answer, or you want to?
No, I want a serious answer. Tell me what it seriously means to you.
Well, I was talking with him over here. The old man smiled on me. I've done 113 movies and something between 400 and 500 television shows. And when you start talking about Gunsmoke, it is very close to being the best of the best. It was organized, it was planned. Once you got there, everything was right, it was friendly, and you were kind of taken in by both the preparation and the work. And it was an honor to do the show.
Well, the camaraderie that comes across between the characters, was that present on the set also between the actors?
You bet. And if it wasn't, you wouldn't see it on screen because they weren't phony. You'd have a little bit of trouble because Jimmy was shy. A lot of people don't know that, but he was. I don't mean he was, but it took a little while for him to warm up and realize, okay, I'd like this, I wouldn't like that. Once you got over that hurdle, which would take a day, maybe an hour, who knows, then he was just as warm as he could be. But everybody on the set was warm. It boils down to, for me, I can only speak for me, it's family. And even though I only did 6 of the shows, but to me, I guess after the first one, it was like working with your family. And the feeling it's really hard to describe. It's just warm, I guess you'd say.
What do you think about the fact that kids are still watching the show now?
Well,
60 years later.
The Western's nearly infallible. You think that it's not, and you think that it gets lost. It doesn't. A Western actually is a morality play. And it's fairly easy to see the baddies and the goodies and watch one triumph over the other. Hopefully it's always the goodies. And I think the kids today, and I think the kids, as long as they're kids, are going to respond to that. They want to know what is the right thing to do, and they figure part of it they can pick up here. Unfortunately, they also watch a lot of the junk we do, and they pick that up also. But it's just that the warmth permeates the show. The show shows it. Now, I did Westerns that almost screwed that up, and we almost changed the business with the Wild Bunch. I mean, it was totally against the old-fashioned way of making Western. And it didn't go down too well in a number of places. It was a hell of a show. Pardon me. This is a family show. We're in trouble. It wasn't made for everybody, but everybody tried to watch it and see what they thought about it. And we did. We helped destroy Westerns because they said, "Oh, this works. We can make money doing this." And they said, "Aha, what we can do? Anybody can do action." You ever seen Peckinpah's pictures?
That's where you were going.
The lie doesn't exist that everybody can do, action. They can't do it. They try to just do action. If you look at the bunch is character motivated. The action happens when the people are involved and it works for them. Other than that, we don't have action. It's not just action for action's sake, but it turned the feeling of the genre of the infallibility of the cow person wasn't the same. Then I made another picture we thought was going to change it back, was The Mask of Zorro. You seen the picture?
Yes.
Okay, The Mask is a picture made for everybody. Makes no difference your age, you can enjoy it.
Our kids loved it.
That's right. And it started to nibble back at what we had done with the bunch, and then it kind of didn't quite get there. So we'll try again later. It's a long-winded answer for what's good about about Gunsmoke.
That's great. Well, you know, you did 6 episodes. Is there one that's like particularly memorable?
Probably one. Probably one. I did the first all-black Gunsmoke. We'd done a whole bunch of them with a bunch of characters like myself, but this was the first one where it was all about the black wagon train. I was not a nice person. I kicked dogs. I hit kids. I raped women. Everything you can think of I did that was wrong, okay? At that point in time, we were living in Camaraderie, which is 50 miles away, something like that. The day after they showed it, this was on a Sunday night, they showed this particular one, and it was 2 parts. The day after they had showed it, I was driving back to work, and I was wearing my MG. I didn't have the top on, and I'm slipping along. And I got about 20 miles of booze and hisses. Everybody on the freeway, because you can't move, you know, you're going like it. Everybody on the freeway had seen it, and they let me know what they thought about it. And there were hisses for literally 20 miles. And that sticks in my mind. I don't know why.
That's great. Well, you know, you really nailed the character then.
Oh, yeah. It would be hard not to. But, yeah, it worked. And it was so much fun to hear them and to know that everybody got that much into what they were watching.
You know, last question. You had mentioned earlier that Westerns are a morality play.
Yes, sir.
And as the Gunsmoke progressed into the 60s and into the 70s, you know, when all of the civil rights turmoil and the war and everything were going on in the background, there were elements in the writing that came in that were kind of like more pro-Indian, maybe more balanced in terms
of production of the.
I'm talking about the storylines and the writing.
Right.
It seemed that in some cases Gunsmoke started to mirror what was going on in contemporary society.
It always had. You asked the question. How many years was it on?
22,
right.
23.
People didn't like it. Of course they did. And the people who, good heavens, it's midgets. No. Okay. Let them through. Look at that doll. You bet. Okay. Where were we? What lie were we telling?
You're talking
about the producers. Good producers knew what they were doing, planned their work well, and you don't just one time, 2 times, even a season, you can get by being nibbly at a problem. But once you get people say they want to see it handled in a realistic fashion, which is what Gunsmoke did. And I did a lot of it. I did 70 Virginians. We did it a little bit, but nothing like they did in Gunsmoke. They just were attuned to the times and the changes, and they embodied them in the work that they did.
And it's still timeless, because if you watch them and you didn't know anything about that, they'd still stand alone as great programs by themselves.
Yeah, and I get it, because a lot of people watch them, and I expect someone this age, 20, 30, 40, but when they come along at 17 and 15, they're watching Westerns. And it's fun to talk with them and see what they like and what they don't care for. And you think, oh, well, it's too outdated. It's not an iPhone. It's not a tablet. But these kids, the ones that talk to me, the others who know, but they see that and they enjoy it. And they enjoy, again, the morality of it. Someone stands up and says, hey, everybody's doing it. Doesn't make it right.
There you go. Well, thank you so much.
My
really
pleasure.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you, and thank the audience for listening.
And so many years of great films and TV
I've
shows.
just been lucky, and I work cheap. All right. Yes, ma'am. What?